All right, so we've come to the conclusion here. What is the future of PNG politics? The challenge of Papua New Guinea politics would be number one, political, and number two, economical. Papua New Guinea adopted a Westminster system. All right? That Westminster system is very new to our country, and we are still trying to embrace and adapt to this new system. I'll give you an example. Papua New Guinea is a temperate or humid country. So in an environment where there is humid, plants like betel nut would thrive, they would grow in this environment here. But if you take a betel nut seed and go to a temperate region like, let's say, Japan, where you don't experience humid, very cold, and you just dig up a soil in Japan and you try to plant that betel nut seed, what will happen? It's going to die. So that's basic common sense, huh? So if you want that betel nut seed to grow in Japan, you have to build some sort of housing and put in temperature, aircon, so you control the temperature so that it grows. If you have that in mind, you think of our political system. That betel nut seed is it's like the Westminster system that was borrowed from the temperate region in Westminster in England. When it was planted in Papua New Guinea, it took a while to take root, because Papua New Guinea in the beginning was trying to build an housing, an institution to make it conducive for that betel nut seed to grow, or for the Westminster system idea of it to grow. So this is where we are at. The challenge is how best do we improve institutional structure, which is the housing. Put in the house, we put in the canopy, we put in the aircon. How do we improve those institutional structures so that that seed could have the right condition to grow? That is the challenge of our Westminster system today. We have to improve strengthening our institution, the governing structure, so that Westminster system will grow. Now, we can't just replace this Westminster system to another presidential system, if you may like, because it will not work. The same process will carry on. Let's say you're getting that betel nut seed, the Westminster system, from Britain, and it's not growing in Papua New Guinea. You can't go to United States and get presidential system betel nut seed there and come and grow it in Papua New Guinea. It will not grow. If you're going to do that, then you have to build proper housing, proper air conditioning system to make the temperature right for that seed to grow. So it doesn't matter if we change the system of government, it will never grow. The challenges that we have are structural, they will still remain the same. So the best approach is we work amongst the kind of structure that we have, we built in. We build in the right housing, perimeters, put in the right air conditioning system so that the seed will grow. And that's our challenge here. So if you look, and let me just read through this, adopting the Westminster system. Since independence, PNG has tried to adopt the Westminster system to its traditional political system. The result has been a set of characteristics of political attitudes and behavior that is short of those expected of the Westminster system. For instance, instead of free and fair elections, PNG's elections, especially in the islands areas, especially in the islands areas of our country, are characterized by intimidation of voter and vote rigging. So you see the problems there. These are coming back to our examples here, because we have not built the proper housing, the institutions, we have not strengthened our electoral system so that it can withstand intimidation, voting violence. We have not prosecuted those offenders in the election, violence or intimidation. We have not dealt with that properly. That means that there has been leaking in our housing, so that, leaking in our housing, and we have problems and challenges in, our system. So it's a matter of structural challenges, the housing component of it, the condition component of it, which is also referred to as institutions. Our elections have not been strengthened enough so that we can be proud of our election process. These are structural administrative problems. These are issues of good governance here. So if you read through, the challenges in our Westminster system today is not the system itself, but it's the process, administration, and the structures of our system that needs improvement. All right? If we can change the system, the electoral system, that will be good, because we are improving the structure. If you put a wrong air-conditioned system and you see that, the city is not responding to that air-conditioned system, let me try and replace that air-conditioned system to another one. If we are using the LPV system and it's promoting violence, might as well we replace the LPV system with a proportional representation system. It's the same thing as we are replacing the air condition, so that we make the seed grow. All right, and if you look at the next, the last subheading here is the limited preferential voting. There is a concern on the organic law on the integrity of political parties and candidates, or this is talking about political parties and candidates now. And the organic law to change the voting system from first past the post to limited preferential voting system. Will not achieve the intended aims. The failure of the 1995 organic law on provincial local level government, originally seen as most far-reaching reform since 1975, is a good indication that isolated legislation to change the structure of institution does not guarantee that there will be changes in the values and attitudes of the voters and politicians. Institutions may come and go, but the culture of politics remains. In PNG, there are many good laws that are never implemented or enforced. So this particular paragraph here is right in saying that even though we are changing institution, the culture will be there. So, should we change the culture? Should we change the institutions? I, for one, would disagree with that statement. The culture will always respond to the institutions. All right? Why I said that? The culture will always respond to the institution. If you put in the right institutions, it can help to improve the culture. If you look at, I think, sentence 5, and I'll give you an example here. In PNG, there are many good laws that are never implemented or enforced. This is a contradicting statement here. So when we say in PNG there are many good laws that are never been implemented or enforced, we are referring back to the importance of institution. Because of these laws, because of the laws were not implemented properly, our culture tend to get its way around the laws. So many good laws are not implemented. And those good laws were supposed to address our cultural issues that is mentioned here. Okay? Again, back to the value of the challenge in our country today is about implementing those good laws that are shelved and strengthening those laws that are not working. All right? So that probably summarized the conclusion of the future of Papua New Guinea politics.